What's going on, everybody? Joshua Pinard here, and welcome back to the War Crimes Ahoy podcast.
We're back! Hello.
My laptop is back, and it's in even better condition, so now we're able to record.
Yeah, it's me, Robert Vincent McCoy the Fourth, by the way.
Yeah.
In case you didn't know. Maybe you forgot.
Don't worry. I don't think
Maybe
anyone,
you didn't.
I don't think
Most
anyone...
likely.
You're pretty...
I'm not... we all know that I'm really not forgettable, so...
this is true. You are very hard to not forget.
See, I got Joshua would even agree here.
Anyway, what's on tap for today? Oh yeah, be sure to download this episode, because we've been gone for a while. And we're really sorry.
Yeah, we need to make that cash.
Yeah.
Even though downloading does not make us money. But, watch the ads too, by the way.
Please.
Please, with cherry on top, pretty please.
At least consider it. I said please. Give me that at least.
I know, at least think about it. You don't have to do it, but think about
and
whether you're going to do
if
it
this
or not.
won't convince you, maybe this will. Me and Robbie have topics for today.
Topics,
and
yeah.
He's told
you don't have to listen to us talk about nothing.
He's told mine beforehand, and it's completely unrelated for what my topic is.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
So, Robbie,
I'll go first.
Yeah, you start.
Ladies first, So,
very funny.
It is very funny. So this is one thing, right? This thing, everybody either hates it or loves it. Most people probably hate it, but everybody takes some during their life. It can do anything from, clearing up your allergies to making the walls melt around you and you literally speaking to the devil himself. I'm talking about drugs.
Mm-hmm.
If you couldn't tell.
Drugs.
Drugs. I'm sure Josh has a lot of experience with drugs. He seems like he's like a drug lord.
I don't, but Lester does.
Lester does? Is Lester a drug lord?
Oh, yeah, he does all sorts of stuff. I'm surprised he's even alive.
Me too.
I think Lester just, for some reason has, unnatural tolerance capabilities. He just, can't get addicted to anything, which is...
Well, he doesn't have a face, so...
Yeah, he's... But does that really have anything to do with why he doesn't get addicted to this stuff?
Technically not. Correlation is not causation, but,
Yeah, and...
There may be a relationship between the two.
Maybe... But I don't know. But you're...
Anyway.
What specifically about drugs are you referring to here?
I'm referring to meth. Because I am watching the show Breaking Bad. Shout out to Giona. Because he was like, you need to watch this. And I was like, okay.
It is.
Started watching it. And it's a really good show.
I thought the beginning was very slow.
It is pretty slow. And then it gets very depressing. But that's besides the point.
Then it gets great. I remember watching it. It's amazing.
And then it gets depressing again. And it keeps getting good. I'm only on season 2. All right? This is going to be some spoilers here. So, if you're wanting to listen, want to watch the show, maybe skip a little bit. Or just block your ears. Maybe turn the volume down so we still get the views.
Yeah.
But listens, I'm on season 2. Josh, how far did you get into it?
I don't even remember. I think I got to fucking... I don't even know. I didn't get extremely far.
Alright. Yeah. Does the name Tuco ring a bell?
I think so.
Tuco, like a drug lord?
Yeah. Yes. Okay, that's ringing a bell.
He's insane.
Robbie.
He has a bunch of screws loose.
Yeah, Robbie. Keep in mind, I haven't watched a show in 3 years, so.
Give me a
minute.
I don't want to spoil it for you, but I just have a funny story from the episode I watched today.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. So as the one of the characters, Hank. Do you remember Hank, Josh?
I do remember him. Yes.
Yeah, I like Hank so far. I heard Hank is people don't like Hank, but so far I like Hank. He's a member of the DEA,
Mm.
and he was out on like I think it was El Paso, like Texas or something like that, and they were like scouting out a little area looking for cartels. I'm assuming, and my my homie he sees a head, and he's like, "Hold on, that's the drug dealer we were talking to earlier. Let the guys, let's look at the." Let's look at this. This is the drug dealer we were talking to. Why is he out here? And it wasn't the drug dealer. I mean, technically it was the drug dealer, but it was only his head.
Oh.
And they all of them they go down into the valley where they're scouting out on that the little head zoom across. They're like scouting them out. They go down into the valley, and they look at where the head was. Not only is it a head, but try to guess what this head was on, Josh. Keep in mind it was moving.
What it was on was moving. Yeah,
Yes.
I really don't. I didn't pay that much attention to Breaking Bad. Now that I think about it, I don't remember this.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a random scene, so I mean, it's just hilarious.
Well, yeah, but I usually remember things that are fun. Whatever. Was it? You said it was moving?
It was moving. Yes, it was only a head, but it was moving
I
because it was on something.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I don't think you would have guessed it because it is the least expectable thing ever. All right, the head was on a turtle. The head was on top of a giant tortoise. You know,
Why no?
as you do.
A tortoise.
I mean, like, well, I think one of the lines was like, "What? You've never seen a severed human head on a tortoise before?" That's what he like. What's one of the guy's officers was telling the other guy. I don't know. I found this hilarious. It was just like, what in the world is going on? And to make things better, just when you least expect it, when you think things cannot get any weirder, let me tell you, John, the turtle explodes.
It explodes.
It explodes. The turtle with the head on it.
Explodes.
It just boom, like kaboom, explode. Like it was an IED or something.
Oh.
Like
Dude, I think
there was a bomb in the turtle with that drug dealer's head on it.
I
It
think I remember.
exploded and wounds like 4 guys. One guy's leg was missing. What is going on in this show?
I think I might actually remember that. My mother watched the show a lot, and I think I remember seeing that. I was like, "What the hell is that?" And she's like, "I have no idea."
What in the world?
I feel like because of that scene, a ton of memes were born from that.
I mean, I would imagine just an exploding turtle with a drug dealer's head on it.
Yeah.
Like, what a serious show.
Yeah. Man,
Anyways, I just felt like I needed to share that because I thought it was like hilarious. It was quality comedy. All right.
it was
Like, I get the joke because like the drug dealer's name was like Turtle or something in Spanish or tortoise.
Yeah.
Like what?
That's clever. Oh my god.
Anyways, you said you also had a topic
I
today.
do. So
Does it have to do with meth?
no.
Okay, good. That's probably good.
Thankfully, it does not. No. So, I was doing my thing. I was looking at Spotify because I wanted to grow my playlist. I wanted to add more songs to it. So I'm looking through
Alrighty.
stuff by Kiss. And I learn that in 1978, each of the members decided to make their own solo albums. I was like,
Oh,
this is cool. This is very cool. I want to see more songs, not necessarily from the band, but these guys that they made on their own. So I looked at them, and, well, one of them was just a huge, colossal disappointment.
oh boy.
3 of them were not half bad, and one of them was great. One of those 3 were amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a...
Can I guess?
Do you know any of the members of Kiss?
I know one of the members.
No, Gene
Was it
Simmons.
Gene Simmons?
It was not the one. He had a couple of
Oh,
good
shucks.
ones, but he had a couple of good songs. But that was not the one. No, the drummer. Their drummer was really good.
Now, what's their drummer's name?
Peter Criss, and he's awesome.
Peter Criss.
I like that. The album is so sick. I loved it.
Now, I have a question, all right?
All right, what's up?
So, if these are all like specialty members, right? Like one of them is the bass player, one of them is the guitar player, one of them is the drum player, obviously. How do they have their own solo like albums if they can only play one instrument? Or can they play others?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they can play others, but maybe they just worked on them as a band, and they were like, all right, these songs are going to be Peter's. These songs are going to be Frelly's. These songs are going to be Gene Simmons. They can all sing fairly well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was just pretty good. And I was doing exploring, and I found a song by Kiss called Beth. And
Beth?
yes, and it's a very short song. It's 2.5 minutes long. And you know what it is? You know how Kiss is a heavy metal band? They've got all the weird outfits. They wear heels that are like a foot tall.
Exactly, yeah.
Weird makeup.
Scary.
Gene Simmons has his long ass tongue, and he
Oh.
takes one of those sticks with a little flaming ball on it and manages to spit fire. All of those pyrotechnics of the show. And you know what this song is? This small song?
What is it?
It's a love ballad. So it's pianos, it's an orchestra, and
Oh my gosh.
and it's not the lead singer singing the song. Guess who's singing it?
Who is singing it?
Peter Criss, the drummer.
Oh gosh.
But
That's
apparently this song is so popular that on Spotify, it is the only Kiss song that I have that I like that is Genius verified. That means Genius looked at the lyrics and were like, yes, I want these lyrics.
That's funny.
That's very ironic.
It's so weird when bands do that stuff, or people do that stuff when they're like, they usually make like a different type of song, and then they just make another song that's like a completely different sound altogether.
And people love it.
Yeah, and people love it. I feel like that happened with Extreme. Like, I don't know a ton of Extreme, of course, but like, I know one of their most famous songs is called More Than Words, right? And it's like a super chill, like it's a love song. And you listen to like other songs that they make, like one's called Warheads, and it's like going super fast. There's people screaming. There's like a firework in the background. They talk about shooting people.
Yeah, but this
it's not the same.
yeah, and I don't. It's funny because the song Beth, it's like, okay, so apparently the idea, what I got from the article on Genius, is that the song was originally about a wife that was nagging her husband,
Oh,
but that changed to something a bit more wholesome.
oh, that's good. That's
So,
nice.
and it was like, look, Beth, I know you're trying to get my attention, but I'm playing in a band with the boys.
The
I'm doing
boys.
something right now. I just need you to stop. I don't care about the empty house right now. This is all that matters. Me and the boys.
Me and the boys.
And it's just
He's
funny.
truly making the good points there.
Yeah, it's really funny. And I'm listening to it, and it's in their album. You know what the album is called that the song's in?
My Nagging Wife.
No. It's called Destroyer.
What?
Destroyer.
Destroyer.
Their 1976 album called Destroyer, and it has all 4 members walking, fucking all their costumes, big bulky outfits. Gene is like decked out. He's got a little cape on that looks like makes him look like Demon Batman. He's walking. They're all like on top of like broken electrical equipment. The world is falling apart around them, and then all of a sudden it's just this lovely little song that they're playing.
What the? That's hilarious.
But unsurprising to most of them, the lead singer, Paul Stanley, did not like the song.
He didn't like it.
In fact, he hated it. In fact, he said that Peter Criss, even though Peter wrote it and none of the other members did it, it was Peter and a couple of other just random people. I think actually his wife worked on it with him.
Huh.
But Paul was like, no,
Ironic.
Peter's stupid.
We don't like Peter anymore.
But he stayed as the drummer, and I think Paul was. I think it was just because this is 1976. They're very young. I mean,
He was just jealous because Peter's voice was just so elegant
yeah,
compared to his.
well, they both sound.
I mean, I have no clue, but like, I'm just guessing.
They both sound. You should listen to it when we're done. You should search up
I
Beth.
should listen to Beth
Yes, you should.
on the album Destroyer.
And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's so fucking funny. I love it.
You cannot just. That's just so like out of place. Like what?
Yeah. I can't believe a song that's named Beth that is a love ballad is in the same album of a song called God of Thunder that is very much heavy metal.
Oh boy.
It would have been so much funnier if it was in like a later album like Animalize, which, oh my god, is that not a proper Kiss album? There is no love ballads in that album. That album is, oh my god, that would have been so weird.
What is that? That one's like super violent, I'm assuming.
It's very, very, very action paced, very fast.
Very in your face.
Yeah. Some of the songs are very vulgar. and stuff like that.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So I don't know, but it's very funny. It's funny seeing Beth. I'm just like, this is.
The theme of this show is just this episode, at least, is just things being out of place.
Yeah.
To be honest,
so.
I mean, like turtles with heads on them and IEDs in the deserts of El Paso, of Texas,
and
love ballads in death metal albums.
Yeah, well, they're not necessarily.
Well, not death metal, but
very,
I mean, you know,
they're very heavy metal. They're far from it, but and then, but that's not something that was really funny. I was doing some exploring on Spotify, and I was looking at Gene Simmons, his profile, and all he has is 3 albums. He has one that's a single that I haven't paid attention to listen to, and he has 2. Right. He has a single that was made in 1978, and he has one made in 2004, and it's
Yeah, that's the year I was born.
Yeah, it was. And it's I'm taking a picture of the cover to send it to you because
Ooh.
You know how I said that Gene Simmons was now that he's older he's a lot more matured, but he was a
weirdo?
Not well, he was very full of himself and a womanizer. Well,
I did not know this.
Yeah, that's the cover.
Oh. Oh boy.
Don't worry, there's nothing really bad, but that's the cover.
Look at him in the middle there.
And
looking all creepy and stuff.
I'll send you the picture of the actual album itself and what it's called. Part of it is blanked out, but you can fill in the blank.
Why is the lady like all the way to the left on that first picture you sent me? Why does she look like 30 years older than the rest of them? Like what the?
I don't know. But yeah, you see the name, you can figure out what it's called.
I think I can.
But the funny thing, the album, it's not that bad.
This is not that bad?
But then again, every song is marked with like one of those little E's, which stands for explicit content.
Oh boy.
So the first one I listened to,
he looks like Rasputin kind of.
Yeah, he's
which makes sense because he was also a womanizer.
That's pretty funny, but yeah, that was something cool that I came across. Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons
He was very.
and Rasputin are the same person.
It seems that all of those members were very, except for Peter. Peter was the only one that was sane. He just kind of drifted away, but everyone else was like,
maybe on purpose. Maybe he's like, maybe I don't want to hang around with
Yeah.
these
I mean,
like metal covered like face paint warriors that are also womanizers.
I mean, let me just go through what I know. Paul Stanley was, now he's fine, but then
Oh boy.
he seemed very jealous of Peter because Peter made a good song, and he was uptight. He was very, I don't know, I guess he just wasn't really that confident in Peter as he should have. Ace Frehley was fine up until he was being an asshole to Gene Simmons. Then he was calling Gene at the time when he was not doing what he was doing, being a sex addict and whatever, and just having
having a blast.
Yeah, he was calling Gene and Paul names. He was being rude to them. He was spreading rumors about them, which wasn't cool.
That's gossipy. We don't like that.
And then Gene was,
Gene was
Gene.
He was being the weird guy that he was.
He
seems to be.
He was very full of himself, and I see
weird
that.
Long tongue.
He was very full of himself. I see that in pictures of him. I see him, and he has these little like smiles, and I think he's like decent looking now. Now that he's older, but like then I'm like, I don't know.
I'm gonna send you a picture of him.
You should find a picture of him young and a picture of him like now, and you'll see
That's
exactly
so
what I mean.
Weird. Why is he covered in blood? What the heck? He's covered in armor, and the armor is covered in blood. Like what?
Yeah, he tends to do that.
Where does it come from?
It's probably just fake blood.
I'm not sure. I don't trust
Are
it.
you looking at Gene Simmons when he's young or old?
I don't know, man. And that one, he's really covered in blood, and it's in his mouth too. Did he just eat someone?
But well, he's referred to as the demon for a reason. But yeah,
He's scary, man.
He is scary. Oh, I see the picture you're talking about. Oh, that's weird.
Homie's taking it a little too far. Oh.
Yeah, but he's shame on him for doing that, but he's cleaned up his act now, so
it's all right. We don't mind that he's eating people.
In their tour, the Creatures of the Night tour, he did a lot of stuff with a lot of women.
Oh boy.
A lot, like.
How's his liver doing?
It's not really. It's not about It's not about how his liver's doing.
Well, it's a joke because some STDs cause liver problems.
I know. I'm just. He probably has kids he doesn't even know he has.
That's probably true.
Anyway, we should have downloaded this episode.
Anyway, don't be like Gene Simmons.
Yeah,
don't
do
eat
that.
people. Don't have a long tongue. Don't have sex with a bunch of random people.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't.
Unless you want STDs, but
or unless you just want to be an asshole, then fine. But anyway, be sure to download this episode and all of the episodes for that matter. Be sure to follow our Instagram pages at War Crimes Ahoy, I'm Corey12, and Homeboy Josh, and subscribe to the YouTube channel at War Crimes Ahoy, and that'd really help us out.
I forgot something. Also, don't cut off people's heads. Put them on tortoises.
Yeah, don't
plant an IED in them and then wait for the DA to get blown up.
Don't do that.
Don't do that either. Instead, put your seatbelt on, drink a glass of milk, and make sure you clear the table after everyone's done with dinner. And then download some episodes of War Crimes Ahoy, because we'd really appreciate it.
And then when you're done, be like Peter Criss, who is sane enough to either leave the group or just drift away.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see you guys in the next episode.
See you later.